G'day gamers, Gob here. Welcome back to Gob's Quickies. Now, I like item sorters. I really do. I'm lazy. I don't like having lots of chests that I've got to manually run around and put things into. So I generally make massive sorting systems. Lag inducing sorting systems. The kind of sorting systems you can see from build limit. But what I've got behind me is a little one to show you today, but they're pretty simple to make, and I'm going to show you how. Okay, so the sorting system I've got in front of me here is just a basic one. You put your input in there, things get sorted into these chests, and anything that's not one of the items to be sorted ends up in this output chest here. You can spruce it up and make the output chest go straight into a disposal system or something like that, but I kind of like letting it flow through there just in case that there's something that you might actually want and you can manually get rid of it. You can make these storage systems as large or as small as you like. If you've got an Enderman farm, you can put a single sorting system there just to get rid of ender pearls and that sort of thing. But this is a storage system. Your input chest, you can either put something up there where you just manually put your input in there and it goes straight through a hopper line, or as I've got here, I've got my input going there and going up an item elevator. Alrighty, so this is a basic one. Okay, so we are sorting here. We've got our items, we've got cobble gets sorted into that one, iron gets sorted in there, oak logs, birch logs, and that horrible acacia. That's all we want to sort into here. For some reason, that's all we need to keep. Okay, so we go along to our input chest, put the items in there. It's going up an item elevator. It's traveling through. The magic is being done, and we should see our iron is going in there. When the iron's finished, okay, the birch is now being sorted, and when the birch is finished and it starts pumping away on the diorite, it goes along and doesn't suit any of those, so it will go into here, and as you can see, so we shouldn't have any birch. There you go, nothing untoward in that one, nothing untoward that one, nothing untoward that one, and nothing untoward in that one. Happy days. So what does this look like in here? Okay, a massive redstone, a number of hoppers, and things like that. So the items flow along there and out, and they get sucked down there if they're the ones that you want to be sorted. So let's explain how this magic is done. Okay, we'll go over here, a one system. Okay, so imagine this is our input. Okay, so the item goes into this hopper and goes along our hopper line. Gets to this point. The item then has an option of continuing down the hopper line or going down this hopper chain. Okay. Now this hopper is set up. It's got dirt in there. Okay, so 4 items there, and has got oak logs. Okay, so it's a full hopper. So the only thing that can go into this hopper is going to be oak log or dirt. Okay. Otherwise, it will just keep on going down the hopper chain because only oak logs and dirt can get sucked down into that hopper. Now, this comparator is feeding a redstone signal from this one with our dirt and our oak logs, and it will measure how strong that signal is. And the whole aim here is that when something gets sucked into this, it will change the comparator's signal strength, which will increase the redstone signal coming out of the comparator. At this stage, it's only enough to get to that point. It's not powering that block. So as a result, our redstone signal finishes there. Okay, if this block gets powered, this repeater will pump that signal out, will power that block, and will turn off that redstone torch. Now, at the moment, that redstone torch is on, which is powering this block, which is locking this hopper. This is the hopper under the one with the oak logs and the dirt. So this hopper is locked. It cannot take items. So as a result, nothing can flow down. And that's why we're sitting with that many items sitting in that hopper. When that hopper has enough signal strength to feed the comparator pumps the signal down there, hits that block, repeater turns on, powers that block, turns off the torch, unpowers that block, unlocks that hopper, and an item flows through. The moment the item flows through, however, that doesn't have enough items left in it, turns off that comparator, not turns it off, but the signal strength on the comparator drops, doesn't power that block, and the system locks that hopper again. And that's how an item sorter works. Now, when you have a multiple item sorter, you can get overflow issues, and that's where you get so many items in this hopper that the signal strength coming out of the comparator is so strong that, and we'll just go over here, we'll pump a hole. The signal strength coming out of the comparator is so strong that it will power the blocks adjacent to it, which then really leads to problems, and everything in your hopper system gets sucked down into your chest, and it is just bad. Okay, to stop that, we use this arrangement. Okay, so there are some systems out there where you'll have 5, 5, 5, 6, and 1 of the item that you want. But in this case, we have just 1 of that and the 41 there, and that will then limit the signal that you pump through. And that's one protection mechanism. Okay, so that's how this works. Now, generally you wouldn't use a named block like dirt. You would name it something unique. I like to call them filler, and that way you can guarantee that there will never be an item with that name traveling down this chain, which will go into here and really muck up your day. So that's the basic system. Let's build it. Okay, to build this sorting system, for each pod, each single item, you're going to need 8 stone bricks, 1 stone brick stairs, or a building block of your choice, 3 chests, 5 hoppers, 3 redstone dusts, a repeater, a comparator, and 1 redstone torch. So let's grab all of those. Okay, so you need to work out where you want to build your storage system. Now, you can make it as large or small as you want, and it really depends on how much you think you're going to be storing. So you can either just have a single chest, or you can have a double chest. Okay, so you're either going to have a single chest or a double chest. And today we'll just work with the single chest. That system over there is using all doubles. Okay, so and we'll use 3 chests here. Okay, so 3 chests, 1, 2, 3, all on top of each other. Take your hoppers, and we want a hopper leading into each chest. Now, to put them into a chest, you need to crouch, put the cursor on the chest that you want to go into, and right-click your hopper. And you can tell if it's done right because the nozzle from the hopper is facing into the chest. And we do that for all 3. There you go. Okay, so this is going to be the hopper that gets locked. So we put a block next to it, another block, and another block. Okay, we go down 1, go down 2, come across 1, come across 1 more. Now that block is optional, you don't actually need it, but I like to keep it looking symmetrical. And a block there. Now remember, we need to lock this hopper. To lock that hopper, we need to power this block. So we put a redstone torch there. Okay, so that block is now powered, which powers that hopper, which means anything going in that hopper shouldn't flow through. See? Okay, so we want to be able to turn that redstone torch off. To do that, we need this repeater here facing into that block. So see how I did it? I stood there and clicked it on there. So that repeater, when it gets power, will power that block, turn that torch off, etc. Okay, so that's that done. Okay, so what we want to do now is, I'm just going to place down a couple of temporary blocks. Oops. Crouch click. Okay, so get rid of that one. What we want to do now is put a set of stairs over this block here. Oh, sorry, this chest. Okay, so facing wrong way, Gob. Okay, so standing there, clicking on that top corner, we'll put a set of stairs there. Now, why a set of stairs? Because if you don't have a set of stairs, you can't open that chest. Okay, and now we want the hopper where we put our sorting items. So, hopper pointing in to that block there. Now that hopper is the one we need to be feeding the signal from. So we put our comparator standing on top of the hopper, comparator there. Okay, so it's facing out of the hopper and pushing a redstone signal down that way. When it gets a signal, activates the redstone dust, goes along this chain, down onto this one, which powers the block next to the repeater. And that's our system finished. All we need to do now is set up the hopper chain. Okay, to set up the hopper chain, we want to depend which direction you want to come from. I'm going to be feeding from this direction and going this way. Okay, so our hopper chain wants to be running in a line. So we've got one hopper there, another hopper, and another hopper. Okay, so going that way. See, the nozzles are all facing that way. Just want to put maybe a double one there, and a hopper, and we'll put our chest for our leftovers just there. Okay, and we'll put a chest, whoops a daisy, for input just there. Okay, so we're nearly done. All we need to do now is to set up what it is we want to be sorting here. And to do that, we're going to need an anvil. Okay, this is optional but recommended, highly recommended. Okay, you could just use say orange terracotta in there if you think orange terracotta is never ever going to go for your system, but you know what, better safe than sorry. So go to your anvil, get a block which you have quite commonly got around. It's going to be easy for you to use, and you change the name, and I like to call it filler. Okay, so filler block. We go to our system, and what we want to do with our filler is we want to put 1, 2, 3, 4 fillers down. Okay, so once we put our filler blocks in there, we want to put the item that we want to sort. In this case, we're going to use diamonds. Now we're going to need 41 of those. Yes, it's expensive, but trust me, if you're lazy like me, it is well worth it. And just dump a stack in there, or just put your 41. Okay, and at the moment, the comparator's got enough items in that hopper to give a full signal, which is powering that, which has turned off that torch, but it's, I wasn't quick enough. Okay, so if I do it again, I put my diamonds in there. Okay, so that comparator will now got enough power. See the repeaters flashing away, that redstone torch is turned off, but soon it won't have enough items in there. And there you go, back on, powered that block, locked the hopper, and we're done. Okay, so that's gone back to its 41, and our items are in there. Okay, so let's do this one more time. This time we're going to chuck some diorite in, because everyone loves diorite. Okay, so we put them in our chest. Now imagine that chest might be on the surface of an area. This is underground, or you could have a minecart system coming up and dumping your stuff into there. You could have an item elevator. Somehow your items are getting up to this hopper. Okay, so at the moment they're pummeling through. Must still be working on the diorite. Diorite's coming through here. The storage system's going, I don't like that because it can't go through there. So it keeps on going through, and all that diorite's gone through to that chest. And now diamonds are going down here. And you can just keep adding these pods along. Okay, just remember to put an output chest at the end. So there you go. One item sorter tutorial. This, for me, is a game changer. I love these systems and they make my life so much easier. I have systems which have nearly a chest for every single item in the game, so I can just run to a spot in my base and I have several spots spread around, dump the items into a chest. They go on a transportation system, be it minecart, be it hoppers, end up in my sorting system, and they all get sorted into their own special little place. If you like this video, please give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Chuck me a comment about what your favourite parts of storage systems are, or how big you've done it, or tell me how crazy I am for building massive sorting systems. And if you would like to check out my Patreon site and get early access to my videos, join us on the Patreon Discord server and get your own special memorial in the TryCraft Patron Hall, then please go and check that out. But that's all I have time for today. Until next time, hooroo!